Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Brad. This is my boy Brady here, and he's going to be my helper for today. Welcome to your first Friday's video for the month of January 2023. On Wednesday's video, you saw us fill up this dump trailer with the cherry that we ran off the East of May 1222 up the conveyor and into the trailer. Very first loading with the conveyor, and it worked out pretty well. But today, Brady's going to dump this trailer right here in front of where it's being stacked. His buddy Dom might be coming over to help him stack, and there's a little bit of U.S. currency involved. So he's going to make some cash today helping me stack, so stick around. So you know I don't always like to dump it on the ground. I mean, the whole point of loading it on the trailer is to stack it right out of the back of the trailer. That will help me keep any scraps that are left over from the splitter in the trailer and not on the ground. But since Dom and Brady are the ones stacking it today, it's actually easier for them to do it on the ground. And I needed the trailer back up front anyway, so that's why we're doing it this way. Come over, stand on this side of the pile, and we'll work this way. That way we don't have to keep walking back and forth, right?
Yeah.
So Brady has volunteered to start helping me stack. He's going to make a little bit of money in the process. I'm going to get him started here. I think his buddy Dom is going to help him out maybe on the weekends so he can earn some extra cash as well. With the 1222 making firewood at the pace that it's making it, I'm definitely going to need some help to stack so that I can keep processing wood. Yep, just line it up across the bottom first, kind of put the flat side down. So I think I'm going to talk to Brady here just for a minute about a stack of firewood and how it kind of relates to life. Been thinking about this for a little bit. So anything that you do in life pretty much has to start with a good foundation, right? Your family, your friendships, your career. A lot of things that we do has got to start with a good solid foundation, and that's what we're doing here right now on this bottom layer. I just told you to, put the flat side down so that we have a good solid base. Because what do you think is going to happen if, we're going to build this up to 4 foot tall, and if the base isn't very stable or solid, what do you think is going to happen to the pile?
Fall.
Right, it's going to fall over. And that's pretty much what happens in your life if you don't have a good solid foundation. That's kind of the job of me and your mother and your teachers at school and your coaches in baseball, to give you a good solid foundation. It's that way with sports too. When you're learning how to play baseball, are they worried about you hitting home runs or making amazing plays right away? Or are they worried about teaching you the fundamentals?
Fundamentals.
Yep. So that's why we make sure we have a good solid base in the beginning. And then these pallets on the sides, you know what that is?
No.
What do you think the purpose of those pallets are in these firewood stacks?
To keep everything separated, so stay organized.
Well, what would happen if these supports weren't here on this pile?
It would fall.
It would fall, so it's a support, right?
Yeah.
So a support system is what helps you be successful with whatever you're trying to build. So we got two sides on this stack. One support. You can throw it over there. One support you could call your friends, and the other side of the support you could call your family. Right?
Yeah.
So your friends and family help hold you up. they give you support. And, you know, inevitably some things are going to go wrong. You know, maybe one of your supports falls down. And when one of your friends or family, when they fall, that has an effect on you too, right?
Yeah.
So if one of your friends or family fall, part of your pile is going to fall as well. So what you got to do is you got to remember that you're part of your friends and your family's support system as well. And if they fall, you got to help pick them up. All right, you look like you got a pretty good start here. I'm going to go back up front and start up the chainsaw. I'm going to buck up some wood, and if you need anything, let me know. There's plenty of water in the truck, okay? So I don't know if those kinds of talks have a huge impact on him or not. There's certain things in my life I can remember from when I was a kid that, you know, had a big impact and maybe didn't seem like they would at the time, but there's things that stick in my memory. So I just kind of, when we have these moments in the wood yard and it's just me and him, or if we're riding around in the truck and it's just me and him, even with my daughter, I try to have conversations of things that I've learned throughout life and struggles that I had and got through. I mean, we all have struggles, right? Every single one of us goes through stuff. We all have our own story, but maybe out of that little 2 or 3 minute talk, maybe 10 seconds of what I said might stick with him, or maybe a few years down the road when he's a teenager and I don't know, maybe he's driving or has a girlfriend or whatever the case may be, maybe he'll think about that talk we just had and maybe it'll help him make a decision. But anyway, I'm going to get my chaps on, let the saw warm up, and we've got plenty of wood to buck. Well, just a few minutes into Brady's stacking, his buddy, old faithful Dom, showed up here to help him out. So now Brady's got a partner to help him stack. And how you making out? You got about half a stack done. About 10 or 15 minutes there. You got help now, so it'll go a little quicker, right?
Yeah.
So when you get that stack done and you start on the next pallet, Brady,
Yeah.
make sure you do the back side first, right?
Yeah.
So you don't block yourself in.
Is it looking stable?
Yeah, it looks good. Just every once in a while, look down the front of it and make sure nothing's sticking out. Alright, so I'm not the worst guy to work for. Well, I can't really take the credit for this because Dom and Brady are now on break because my wonderful wife and daughter have delivered lunch. So they're taking away my workers. They're going to be sitting down on the job here for a few minutes. But Dom and Brady, you better thank the girls because they're feeding you dinner. Thank you, ladies. I guess it's lunchtime. Well, I knocked a little bit of this load out, but we're about halfway through. They've loaded big oak there and got some rounds stacked up, but I think the boys down there, I think their patience is wearing a little thin maybe. They are working on the third face cord. They do want to go home and play some basketball together, so I'm going to let them make sure they have time to do that. This is their last day off of school for winter break. They head back tomorrow, so I'm going to give them some time to enjoy themselves this afternoon. I'm going to run down here, help them stack the remaining wood, and then I've got some bundles to make. All right, Dom and Brady are done. They got about 4 face cords stacked up back there, so they earned a little bit of cash today. What do you all think about stacking?
Pretty fun. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Don't lie. What do you think?
It's fun sometimes, but it can get frustrating if it's like hard pieces to stack.
It's a little tedious, right?
Yeah.
Takes a little bit of time. It's a little tedious, but it makes a much higher quality product in the end for the customer. And that's why I do it. At least that's the way I'm doing it for now. So that's going to be it for today. Glad you could join us on the First Friday's video. We will see you again next Wednesday. Have a great week, everybody, and we'll see you next time.